And off the top today, a new Olympic terror threat just as the Winter Games begin in Sochi. Good morning to you. I'm John Scott.
Hi, everybody. Hope you're off to a great day so far. I'm Jenna Lee, and the Department of Homeland Security is now warning U.S. and foreign carriers that fly to Russia to be on the lookout for tubes of toothpaste and other cosmetics because terrorists may try to smuggle explosives in them. Jonathan Hunt is following this story live from our New York City newsroom. So, Jonathan, how seriously are security officials taking this threat?
They're taking it very seriously, Jenna, although we should point out that they also tell Fox News that there is no direct current threat against the United States. Instead, this is an alert that has gone out to international airlines, warning them that if they are flying any flights direct into Russia right now, they should be on the alert for any tubes of toothpaste or indeed the little tubes of moisturizing body or hand lotion. The concern is that terrorists may use those to transport explosives onto planes. Now, it's believed that back in 2004, you may remember this, when two airliners were brought down to Russian airliners, that was done by those so-called Black Widow terrorists using explosives in jars of hand cream. Now, all of this obviously has everybody on alert, but the CEO of the U.S. Olympic Committee says his organization is ready and prepared and comfortable with the precautions the Russian authorities are taking. Listen here.
We, as we always do, work very closely with our State Department. Our State Department is in very close contact with the local authorities, and we react to situations as they arise. But we also have a lot of planning exercises in advance, and these games are no different than any other games in that respect.
And all manner of precautions, as I say, are being taken, including a warning to the U.S. athletes that they should not wear their uniforms outside of the Olympic zone. Jenna.
Well, speaking of these U.S. athletes, we have the opening ceremony tomorrow, but there's already a little action happening today, Jonathan?
Yes, indeed. The games are officially underway, despite the fact that we haven't had the opening ceremonies yet. Spectators were turning up earlier today in Sochi for the first event, which is the snowboard slope style. You'll remember that U.S. snowboarding legend Shaun White dropped out of that event yesterday because he said he had some concerns about the safety of the course. No problems on it today, although disappointment for some American spectators that Shaun White wasn't taking part. Listen here.
I just came to support everyone in the United States, enjoy the games, and it's unfortunate he's not going to play, but there's still other participants from the United States and just rooting for them, So go USA.
Go USA, indeed. And just a quick update on Yogurt Gate, Jenna. You'll remember that yesterday we reported that Chobani Yogurt, the official yogurt supplier to the U.S. Olympic team, was having its supplies impounded at Newark Airport because the Russians won't let it go into Russia. It's apparently still at Newark. We are seeking updates now. The authorities are on it. Don't you worry. They will get their yogurt in the end.
A yogurt controversy. Jonathan, you seem sort of like a figure skating sort of guy. Is that your sport that you're watching? I mean, what is your...
I love figure skating. You sounded as though you have a slightly mocking tone. I don't know why that would be about figure skating.
I was thinking either that or ice dancing.
I love any sport in which America is taking part.
That is an excellent answer. Jonathan, thank you very much.
Sure. Some new information now on Obamacare, with word there is growing pressure on health care insurers to beef up their plans and choices of doctors. The Wall Street Journal reports this move comes after complaints by some consumers that they don't have access to a broad enough range of care. So now the feds want more oversight, apparently, proposing a new requirement that insurers selling plans in the federally run marketplace submit a full list of providers before those plans are approved. Joining us now, Nina Easton, senior editor and Washington columnist at Fortune and a Fox News contributor. Also with us, Lynn Sweet, the Washington bureau chief for the Chicago Sun-Times. Lynn, to you first. The president famously promised that if you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor. That was a statement repeated many times, drew 4 Pinocchios from the Washington Post. Is this a response to the anger that ensued when people found they weren't able to keep their doctor?
Well, I think it's a response to I'm not negating what Obama said that was false, but I think, John, What happened is when the insurance companies mapped out their coverage maps, they didn't include enough choice for a lot of customers, and that is a problem. And that's what that Wall Street Journal article is talking about. It's one of the growing pains that you're seeing here in Obamacare.
Well, Nina, I guess the result here is that the federal government is going to be even more involved in our health care choices, because these insurance companies, which up to now have been able to put plans together as they saw fit, they're going to have to submit everything to some kind of federal agency now.
Yeah, of course, this has been one of the great fallouts of Obamacare, which is that you don't necessarily get to keep your doctor, not just your coverage, but your doctor. And there have been very powerful stories come out about people who are chronically ill, for example, and can't go to their own specialists anymore because of the mandates by Obamacare. So now you're seeing at the state and federal level attempts to kind of ameliorate that and add more choices. It's got to come. They're trying to fix it. This is a fix-it that's going on both at the federal level. I would add also at the state level, places like New Hampshire, where only there's one insurance company taking part in Obamacare, and only half the state's hospitals are even included in the policy. So there's you're seeing a lot of lawmakers, both at the state level and regulators at the federal level, just trying to fix it.
Yeah, Lynn, that specific example from the Wall Street Journal, WellPoint, the only insurance company offering Obamacare insurance in New Hampshire. Only 10 of the state's 26 hospitals are available to participants in that plan. I mean, it sounds crazy. More than half the hospitals from that state eliminated from Obamacare. How can that work?
Well, we have 50 states and 50 different Obamacare plans. States, and some of the states opted out, and there is more federal intervention, but the insurers in each state made decisions about their participation. So in Illinois, you have several insurance. You have you have a handful of insurance companies participating, including some of the biggest. These are different stories, and the politics of it, John, are local. If you have big states with a lot of providers, people might not be all happy, but you have fewer people unhappy. I mean, so we have many. It's hard to be nuanced in a discussion like this, I know, but we should be, because each state experience is going to be different.
Yeah, but it seems, Nina, like a lot of people are not going to be happy if, for instance, in New Hampshire, if the hospital that's just down the road is no longer available to them because of this new federally run health insurance plan that was sort of foisted on the country.
Yeah, and of course the White House this week is trying to make the argument that the portability argument, which is saying, look, Obamacare enables you to keep your insurance as you move from job to job, get a job you like better. The thing is, everybody agrees that portability is good. Taking your insurance, as a lot of Republicans want to do, take your insurance through the individual marketplace and take it across state lines. Be able to keep it on your terms. And you talk about local issues. I mean, this is a case where if you broadened the individual marketplace, which is being hurt by Obamacare, in the individual marketplace, we're seeing policies canceled. We're seeing people facing premium hikes, and these are millions of people. But if you had a more private sector run individual marketplace, which we had before, where you could take your insurance across state lines, that would really help on the portability issue.
Yeah, Lynn, it sounds like this has become a one size fits all thing, where now the federal government is going to say to these insurance companies, you have to do this, and it will cost you this, and you will make this amount of profit on it.
Well, it still is. Let me just say it again. A lot still depends on if these are state-run exchanges or not. So there is not one storyline that fits everything. But I want to underscore what Nina said. There still are a lot of ways to improve how health insurance is sold. But as soon as you talk about moving insurance over state lines, then a lot of states and some conservatives, and some Democrats who care a lot about state rights will say, well, you're taking this away from state decisions as to regulate. Insurance anyway is one of the most highly regulated industries in America, and even with a private plan, even before Obamacare, you weren't necessarily guaranteed that the hospital next to you is the one that your plan and your doctors will have access to.
Yeah, it just seems like, at least in states like New Hampshire, people are not going to be happy with the choices that they're being offered right now under Obamacare. Lynn Sweet, Nina Easton, thank you both.
Thank you.